Hey everyone, how are you doing today? So in the early concept designs for The Force Awakens, we got many different versions of Luke. One in particular was this one, which really caught my eye because if we look at his belt, he has his infamous Return of the Jedi lightsaber hanging from it. This means that he was supposed to have his green saber in the film, possibly in a flashback, but I think it was meant for present-day Luke due to his overall wardrobe and mechanical hand being in the exact same state as we saw it in Episode 7, at the very end. I wonder what JJ Abrams had planned or had been thinking of with Luke for Episode 7. Check out these different versions of Luke that we could have gotten in the film. There's one where he has no hair at all, so he's kind of like this monk, which would have played well into his character, at least for Episode 7, where he kind of went to this island and just escaped from everyone. What I also wonder is, what was the reason that Luke escaped to Ahch-To from JJ's writing, and then, of course, we got the reason from Rian's writing. So I want to know what the difference was between the two writers. Was it the same? I highly doubt it. I'm not entirely sure on the story behind that, but maybe someone at Lucasfilm can release it one day. All I know is apparently that Rian's script was not intact with Episode 7 at all, and he was just doing his own thing, and that's why they felt so disjointed. In The Last Jedi, we only got to see Luke with his green lightsaber in a short flashback vision as he was about to kill his nephew. Now in the book, the caretakers of the island packed up his weapon along with his robes and clothing and stowed it away after he died. So he did indeed have his green lightsaber somewhere in his hut, so it's not like he threw it away like he did his blue one when Rey gave it to him. If JJ Abrams wrote and directed Episode 8, then we would have gotten what I assume at least, or would hope, was an entirely different Luke to what we got. In the original concept art for 7, we were supposed to see Luke meditating at the end of the film, when Rey found him on Ahch-To. And while meditating, he was levitating massive, giant boulders around him. I feel like this would have had at least showed us some cool progression with how Luke's character has advanced, compared to the few rocks that he lifted in The Empire Strikes Back. I love seeing mirrored stuff like that with progression, to show how much the character has now advanced. I also would have liked for him to levitate his X-Wing above the water and get off the island to go fight Snoke with Rey, but I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna make a whole video about what I wish we saw versus what we actually got. So, I hope you enjoyed this video showing Luke's Episode 6 saber hilt being a prominent display for his concept art that almost made it into the film. I wish it did. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope you're excited for Episode 9. Until the next episode, remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Fulfill your destiny.